This is from Harpazo on the Horizon, which is a YouTube name. What is Revelation 3:9 referring to? It says, "Indeed, I will make those of the synagogue of Satan who say they are Jews and are not, but lie indeed. I will make them come and worship before your feet and know that I have loved you."
What he's talking about is something that was common during the first 3 centuries of Christianity. There was this animosity between the Jews and the Christians. And so there were a number of Jews that would turn Christians into the Romans. The reason it became this issue is because originally Christians were considered to be a sect of Judaism. And there's some stuff that took place in history. For example, the destruction of the city of Jerusalem. Jesus had told the Christians in Luke 21 that when they saw armies surrounding the city of Jerusalem, they needed to get out of Dodge, and that's exactly what they did. Well, they left the Jews there, and the Jews considered that to be just a betrayal. And sometimes that happens. You obey the Lord, and people in the world think you're betraying them. And so from that point on, there was a real split between Christianity and Judaism. Even worse than things that had taken place before. And so the Jews made sure that the Romans knew that Christians were not part of Judaism. And so that put the Christians open to persecution from the Romans specifically, because the Jews had basically gotten a pass on worshiping Caesar as God or worshiping the genius of Rome. It's a whole thing that the Romans did. And so when Jews wouldn't do that, they already had a deal that had been made with the Roman Empire that they would not have to worship, do any kind of paganism. And the Christians didn't have that position with Rome. And so you had real animosity between Judaism and Christianity. Because of that whole thing. And so Jesus is talking about Jews that were hassling Christians in Philadelphia. When he says, "I'm going to make them bow before you," that's a reference to a number of passages, but mainly a passage in the book of Isaiah. In Isaiah chapter, let me see here. Isaiah chapter 60. Let me get it here. Isaiah 60:14, and it says this: "Also the sons of those who afflicted you shall come bowing to you, and all those who despised you shall fall prostrate at the soles of your feet, and they shall call you the city of the Lord, Zion of the Holy One of Israel." That was a promise that was made to Israel in the Old Testament, specifically the city of Jerusalem. And what Jesus does is he takes that and he turns it around and says he's not going to apply it to the Jewish nation. He's going to apply it to the Christians, and specifically the Christians at Philadelphia. And so Jesus, any Jew that would hear that, would read that in the book of Revelation, would realize that Jesus is taking something that God had said to them, taking it away from them, and using it on the church at Philadelphia. So there's a word play there.
All right, there you go.